Hello and Happy New Year! 2025 is going to be an amazing year. But before you put your house on the market, you need to watch this YouTube video. We're going to talk about the top 25 things that you should know about when selling your home in 2025. Now, this is in no particular order. All right, let's get into it. Number one, for those of you who have been slipping behind the wheel, something revolutionized the real estate market in 2024, and it ain't going away in 2025. So for some of you who are just tuning into my channel, you have to pay attention to this one. This is probably going to be the longest segment in this video because it's probably the most important. Now, I know I said it wasn't in any particular order, but here we go. This is, the buyer is responsible for paying for their own buyer's agent compensation. Now you notice I didn't use the word commission because commission's a bad word now. I don't know why, but compensation. So if a buyer wants to purchase a house, if they want to hire representation, they need to sign an agreement with their buyer's agent. Now, a buyer's agent cannot even show any buyer any property unless this agreement is in place. Now, if a buyer's agent shows a property without having an agreement in place, there are significant fees, $10,000, some outrageous number. You need to have an agreement in place with your buyer regarding their compensation if you are a buyer. Now, for you sellers out there, you're like, okay, what does that mean? It's actually really easy. So when a buyer presents an offer to you, they're going to say, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars for your property. Here's our terms. And we are requesting that you pay a certain flat fee or compensation percentage to my buyer's agent. Now, you don't have to agree to it. You can negotiate it. I will tell you that the offers that are coming across my desk right now, all the buyers are requesting to have the compensation covered. I'm telling you from a listing agent that we negotiate those now. We go down a little bit, or we're sitting a flat fee. We cannot post how much the seller is willing to compensate the buyer's agent in MLS anymore. And if you are a seller, when you're sitting down with your listing agent, the only conversation you are having with that agent is how much you are going to compensate them for their service in representing you. Now, with that said, if you are a seller, I'm highly going to suggest before you say, I'm not paying any buyer's agent commission, they can just go pay their own commission. The market has changed. I am encouraging everyone watching this channel to be open to all offers. Don't get too stuck in the details. What it really comes down to is how much are you netting? How much are you walking away with? So be open to the process. It's going very, very smooth so far. I've had no issues with it. In fact, I really kind of like this new process. It makes a lot more sense for everybody involved. Number two, you need to hire the right agent going into 2025. I know I've said this till I'm blue in the face, but it is even more important now when we're going into 2025. The market is definitely different. It's correcting, and you need to have an agent that has, those boots on the ground, that's able to communicate, that has that experience, and someone that you trust. I do have a referral partner. Her name is Diana. We're helping a lot of you find some great agents to represent you in the sale of your home. Whether you use this or not, no big deal. I do have a free bundle that you can download. There's a bunch of different checklists that you can download, what kind of paint colors you can select, what to expect in a home inspection. But probably the most important part of that bundle is the 13 questions that you should be asking your listing agent during that interview process. So it's linked down below. Please take the time to find the right agent. We're here to help as well. Also, one of the questions you should be asking your listing agent is if they have E&O insurance. That's errors and omissions insurance. If they don't have that, stop right there. You're probably not working with a professional. This is super, super, super important. Number three, the housing market should improve historically after an election. I'll put this slide on the screen for you. It shows here that 9 out of the last elections, whether it was a Republican or Democratic president, the housing market improves. All right, I'm not going to lie, folks. The last 4 months of 2024 just about did me in. It was the hardest 4 months of my entire career. And I mean that. It was even worse than 2008, 2009, 2010. It was hard. So we had higher mortgage rates and we were in an election year. Now, historically, October, November, December, there's always a pullback in buyer demand. I'll put this slide on the screen for you. The buyer demand drops historically about 9.8% October, November, December. But during election years, it's 15% decrease in buyer demand. So for some of you who are selling their homes in 2024 at the end of the year, and you're like, what's going on? It feels like a correction. This is what took place. Buyers pulled back. And I'm not going to lie. When I was selling homes in 2024, October, November, December, I felt like the market halted because there just wasn't a lot of business that was transacting, and the deals we did get done were painful. Buyers were nervous, they were demanding. It was just very, very difficult. So going into 2025, we are probably going to have pent-up buyer demand. So we're hoping that mortgage rates cooperate and the buyers jump in. So if you are thinking about selling your home, the first 3 months, 4 months of the year is a great time to capitalize on that. Number 4, it is forecasted that we're going to sell more homes in 2025 than we did in 2024. So in 2024, we sold 4.6 million homes, and it is forecasted that we're going to sell 5.2 million homes in 2025. A lot has to do with increased inventory and hopefully lower mortgage rates to help with affordability and increase that buyer demand. Number 5, you should know that going into 2025, we are starting the year with crappy mortgage rates. Most of mortgage rates right now have a 7 handle on them. It's 7.25, something like that. Now, a lot of you have heard the good news that the Fed rate's dropping their Fed rate. Please know that the Fed rate and the mortgage rates are not the same. They don't respond the same way. The mortgage rates are really tied to the bond market. So if you want to know what those mortgage rates are doing or how they're trending, just type in your Google browser, 10-year Treasury yield. And whichever way that yield is going or which way the graph is going is where the mortgage rates are going. So I'm not real thrilled going into 2025 with these higher rates. And don't fool yourself if you are a seller. These rates do have a significant impact on buyer demand and affordability. So I am giving the guidance to my sellers right now that we need to be conservative going into 2025 with these higher mortgage rates. Now, if the rates start to tick down significantly, well, yay, let's go sell your house. When the rates go down, it's a seller's market. When the rates go high, it becomes more of a buyer's market because there's just less buyers out there. They can only afford what they can afford, guys. All right, not loving the mortgage rates right now. Let's hope and pray they go down. All right, let's do some design stuff. All these stats aren't fun. So number 6 is gray is out and brown is in. No, I'm not suggesting you go paint your walls brown. Mainly it's a warmth, right? We want neutrals, we want textures, we want to add a little bit more warmth into our homes. So in the past 10 years, we did a lot of gray. So now the trend is more of a warmer palette going into 2025. I love color, folks, I really do. But number 7 is we're gonna avoid color drenching or color blocking, even though it's trending right now. So if you go look at all the design channels, people are putting these bright colors and I love it, it's happy. But if you're selling your home, you're gonna stick with neutrals. If you want to color drench or color block, I'm good with that, just make it all neutral. When selling your home, okay? If you are keeping your home as a long-term investment and you just want to paint it some crazy colors, you do you, I do me. But if you're selling your home, you want it neutral. I know. I've said this a million times. Real quickly, color drenching is where you use the same color throughout the entire room. Color blocking is where you'll take some brighter colors and you'll paint like one wall, one bright color and another wall, a different color. We want to stay away from that when we're selling our home. Neutrals are a friend. I know, it's boring, but it sells homes. Number 8, I need you to manage your emotions. I'm recommending that you do so. Stay calm, be cool as a cucumber. Expect difficulties when you're selling your home. Right now, 30 to 35% of the contracts right now are canceling, 30 to 35% for various reasons. We got nervous buyers, so they want to back out for God knows what reasons, or they're having a difficult time qualifying because the mortgage rate is so high. Or in some states, I know in California, Florida, you're feeling it, buyers are having a difficult time qualifying because they can't get home insurance for some of our homes. So if you are selling your home, I just want you to be mindful that once you get a contract and it's all signed, it's not done. There are a lot of other steps that have to occur, so don't start packing up those boxes. Be patient. I know when you're selling your home, it feels like a lifetime. Every day feels like a lifetime. It's painful. So just make sure you have the right mindset to be patient. You're going to price your house properly, and you're going to work with your buyer because the market is a little difficult right now based on the things I just shared. Number 9. AI is here and here to stay. Now, a lot of you are redesigning your homes and need a little bit of inspiration. You're maybe hiring some of those designers to assist. There are some AI software programs out there. Midjourney's one, another one's DALL-E. You won't believe what they can do. They can give you an idea. Now, the challenge with AI, however, is they don't take in consideration your budget or even perhaps some of your style, but it is amazing what some of these programs can do. If you are working with a designer, they're probably using a program like that. And if you're pretty handy and techie, you can use this program as well. Number 10, ChatGPT. AI is really good with contracts. You should know that. I had this one seller this year. I wanted to hire him because I couldn't believe how smart he was, but it was really ChatGPT. Whenever I'd present an offer, he would stick the offer into ChatGPT and say, hey, what do I need to know about this contract? And ChatGPT would read it and spit out some of these details, and he would then communicate it to me. And I was like, man, this guy's really sharp. I want to hire him. And then if there were two offers that were presented, he'd stick both offers into ChatGPT and say, hey, what's the difference between both? And then the guy would get back to me. Oh, hold on, folks. I'm so excited. I think my coffee just arrived. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. Oh, I'm just now getting my coffee. And just so you guys know, I'm a Starbucks. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a Starbucks junkie. What do I have? A vanilla latte is my vibe. Oh, that's so good. I'm already feeling in a better mood. Okay, so if you are a seller and you want to know a little bit more about the details, try ChatGPT. It's pretty comprehensive and can give you some insights. Drive your agent crazy too, which is kind of fun because you might know more than they do. Oh, that was fun. So number 11 is health and wellness is still a big trend. We're very focused on it in 2025. So when a buyer comes in, they're gonna wanna have the windows open. They want nature. They want healthy environments. So putting those plants in your home, I think, is a really good touch. And we wanna take care of any hazardous anything. So if you have those popcorn ceilings, now some of you have had them tested and they go, yeah, they're not asbestos. I would still remove them, okay? There's just a perception that that's not a good thing. If you have rats or rodents on the property, you want to get rid of them. Of course, if there's mold, you want to get rid of that as well. But right now, when you're selling your home, a lot of the buyers' complaints are usually about kind of the health factors of the property. So make sure you rid yourself of that in 2025. You can always get a pre-home inspection when you put your house on the market. I suggest that for my sellers so we can get ahead of that. We want to sell a house that's healthy for our buyers. Number 12. The farmhouse style is out. It's trending out. The new style that's trending in is this more modern European farmhouse style. So if you do have a farmhousey style home, you realize, gosh, my house is kind of trending out. You got the shaker cabinets with the black handle, with the subway tile, with the black grout, with the barn doors, with the signs everywhere telling you where you're at. Like this is the living room, this is the bathroom. Yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about. That's trending out. Now, I still think it's really cute. I still really like it. I think it's cozy. And if you did want to just update your home a little bit, I would focus on that more modern European farmhouse look, a little bit more authentic, artisan type of goods, a lot more neutrals, and a little bit more simplistic of a style. It is cozy. But anyway, that new style, you're starting to see a lot more of it. That's that more modern European farmhouse look. Number 13 is Feng Shui is still here, guys. I showed 10 properties yesterday. 7 out of the 10 buyers were asking me Feng Shui type of questions, like which way is the house facing? And they're being very observant about the way the energy flows into the room, like the good chi. I think it's chi. See, I don't even know. I got to brush up on this too. It's something I really should pay attention to because in my area, I have a lot of international buyers coming into my area and actually non-international buyers that really are paying attention to this Feng Shui. So if you are selling your home, you might want to just watch a few videos, maybe look at how some of your furniture is arranged and make some adjustments because we have buyers that are really caring about this right now. And they have been for years. I'm gonna make this really quick. I need to get to 100,000 subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel. It's free. Smash the like button. All right, let's get back into it. I think it's National Air Blower Day today. I'm not kidding. I've been waiting 2 hours and like everyone's getting their blower out and I have no idea. It's Gardener Day. So anyway, I'm a little frustrated, but let's talk about number 14. Number 14 is this taking longer to sell your home. So if you're going to put your house on the market in 2025, more than likely it's not going to be a quick sell. So on a nationwide number right now, it takes approximately 80 days to get your house under contract. That's an average. So what I mean by that is once you put your house on the market and the time it takes to get your house under contract, not close, just get it under contract, on average, nationwide number is 80 days. During COVID, it was 24 days. 1 out of 3 homes in COVID era went under contract immediately. Okay, that means you put your house on the market and within a week, those homes would be under contract. 1 out of 3 homes. Today, it's 1 out of 10. So 10 homes go on the market, only 1 home is going under contract immediately. I want you to be aware of that when you're putting your home on the market in 2025. It is going to take longer. This is not a time to, test the market. It's a time to be humble and be realistic, and you want to get in and out of the market as quickly as you can. We are experiencing higher inventory levels, and the reason why we're experiencing those higher inventories is because homes are sitting on the market longer, and they're not going under contract as quickly. The velocity in which they're going under contract is much slower, so the inventories are slowly increasing, which also could mean that there's more negotiations for buyers. Please do not expect a quick sale. If you do, great. I'm happy for you. But just be prepared. It is a little bit slower, like a lot slower right now. Number 15, listen to feedback. Feedback is a gift, and the silent feedback is probably the most powerful. So I'm going to decipher a few of these for you. If you put your house on the market and no one's showing up, your house is priced too high. If you have a lot of people showing up or a few people showing up, buyers showing up, and you're getting no offers, your house is priced too high. Okay, I hate to tell you, it's the truth. If you are getting lowball offers on a consistent basis, that might be market value for your home. That's feedback. If you are getting buyer's agents telling your agent or buyers telling you directly that, oh, we love the home, we want a bigger backyard, or we want a view, or we want a downstairs bedroom, or your house isn't just really our style, that's code word for your price too high. I know it's hard. All right, you guys, today is January 7th, 2025. Mortgage rates right now are 7.25%. And I tell you that because we are in a very price sensitive market. So I would say most of the homes that are on the market right now, if they drop their price, let's say 10, 15%, they're immediately going to go under contract because buyers are looking for a deal and they're just really nervous about their mortgage rate. And with those rates, you have to know it's going to affect affordability. So listen to feedback. It's important. The longer your house is on the market, there's a higher probability that they think there's something wrong with it and are going to expect a discount. So you want to get in and out of this market as soon as possible. Number 16 is artwork. So I used to be a stager. As you guys know, I used to be an interior designer before getting into real estate. And when we stage homes, we do neutral everything, including the art. We make sure the art is like bland. It's usually abstract because we don't want buyers fixated on, oh, what's this picture about? If you are selling your home, I'm going to suggest if you do need artwork that we don't go too crazy on the artwork. However, if you are a homeowner and you already have beautiful artwork that might be colorful or a little bit louder than the neutrals, maybe you use that. I just listed a property and the seller had beautiful artwork. It was very colorful. They curated a lot of their artwork from their travels. I'm not kidding. The property looks like an art museum because we staged everything very neutral. And the highlight in each one of the rooms is their beautiful artwork. It just makes a statement. And you watch the buyers come in and they just look at the artwork. It's gorgeous and they have a wonderful experience. So don't be afraid to use colorful artwork. My only suggestion if you're going to do that is don't do a lot of it, right? We don't do colorful gallery walls. If you're going to use colorful art, which I love, and I love, 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 love original art. So it's always a good investment. And when you walk into a property that has beautiful art, it just helps elevate it. But if you can't afford fantastic art, just use something neutral. If you do have that original art, I just love it. And I think it looks beautiful when selling your home. Don't get rid of it. Don't stash it. Put it up on the wall. It looks beautiful. This is little Olive, and a lot of you know she hasn't been feeling good, and she turned over a new leaf. So the last couple of days, she's been feeling really good. Say hi, Ozzy. I just love her so much. Okay, she's really hungry, so I gotta hurry up. So number 17, we're hearing a lot about lime washing, and you can go, do it yourself, whatever. If you're selling your home, don't bother. Like I've never had a seller say, oh, I need to have lime wash walls, or I'm going to not buy the house. So if you are selling your home, I would suggest that you just focus on decluttering it, making it look as good as possible. I wouldn't worry about the walls other than painting them white, which that's also in my free bundle, the paint colors that I would recommend. So download it down below. 18. So going into 2025, 2025, you're going to see a lot of organic shapes and mirrors and furniture and some of these sinks and things. They're all these weird little amoeba shapes, okay? I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. And if you're doing that, I'm sure you're way cooler than me. But if you're selling your home, I would suggest that you stay away from that. If you already have it, don't worry about it. But you know, those round, looks like George Jetson, it's just not my thing. So if you're selling your home, I would just make it, like I said, neutral. Don't get too carried away with crazy shapes and mirrors and weirdo things, okay? Keep it simple, basic, traditional. You'll be fine. Okay. Number 19 is smart home devices. So when you are receiving an offer, you sellers out there, there is a box that's on the contract that a lot of buyers check saying, hey, we want all of your smart home devices. And folks, that means everything. Like I was over at a client's house. They have an app for their sprinkler system. There's this cool smoke alarm thing where they have an app and you can manage the smoke alarm. So instead of the beeping, you can just shut it off. I need that so bad. I want to buy it. That's what I'm going to buy myself for my birthday. By the way, my birthday is January 10th, so please wish me happy birthday. But just remember that if you're closing on a property, that those smart apps, if you mark that box, do convey. So your Alexas would convey. And I don't know, I can't get rid of my Alexa. She's like my best friend. I talk to her because no one else talks to me in my family. But nonetheless, just remember those smart home devices do convey with the property if that box is marked. Number 20 is energy efficient appliances and solar. So 5 years ago wasn't as big of a deal. Now I'm getting a lot more requests from it. So I get buyers calling me, asking me, does it have solar? What about the appliances? Like they're really caring about it. So I know every area is different. In my area, I live in California. Our electric company is SDG&E. They're the biggest ripoff company, I think, in the nation. They charge the most. So it's really important in my area to have solar panels. Now, if you're selling your home, I don't suggest you go put solar on because that's going to sell your home, but do realize that it is increasing in attention from buyers. Like usually one of the first questions they ask is, hey, Audra, is the house have solar? And the second question is, has the house been repiped? We have a lot of copper piping issue in my area. Those are the top two questions that come up in my area. Number 21 is those gold knobs or handles, the gold ones, the fake ones, the cheap ones. All right, guys, that's trending out. So if you are putting your house on the market and you're trying to select some handles, don't do the fake gold. We love brass. It's a for real product, but the fakey stuff is just not trending right now. The silvers and the polished nickel work just perfectly fine. If you already have the fakey gold stuff in there and it looks great, don't worry about it. But if you are making the investment, I just think silver and the polished nickels are always timeless. Just my opinion. Number 22 is the Liege tiles. I love the Liege tiles. The subway tile's great. You can't go wrong. It doesn't offend anybody. It's inexpensive. The Liege tiles are trending right now, and I love them. I do think it's a timeless look. They originated from Morocco. It kind of has a very earthly vibe. They're handmade. I went online. You can buy them at Wayfair. You can even find them at Floor & Decor. You can find them at Home Depot. It adds a little bit of texture. I love it. So if you are renovating for sale, I think this is a tile that you might want to consider. I love it. And you guys know in a previous video, I hate the backsplash in my kitchen because it's way too busy. I'm going to do the Liege tiles. They're beautiful. I want them. Number 23. This came up on every single home inspection in 2024, and that is the seller's circuit breaker panel wasn't labeled properly. So I bought one of these called the Fluke, and you stick this little guy into the wall, you go to your circuit breaker boards, you roll this thing down the breakers, and it turns green when you hit the right breaker, okay? Love this. So you're gonna take a pen, a Sharpie pen, or a label maker, label that panel, the circuit panel board. This is also handy. You can plug this in the wall and see if the outlet is grounded or ungrounded. Very helpful tool. And if you don't wanna buy one of these, I'll link it down below. It's not sponsored. And if you're nice, I'll let you use mine. Very helpful tool. Do this in 2025. Go label your circuit breaker board. Number 24 is you want shorter contingency periods and you don't want long closing times. Your contingency period, in my opinion, should be no longer than 10 days. And if your buyer needs more than 10 days, they can always ask for an extension. But what happens, I'm seeing this a lot, where you have these contingency periods at 17 days, and on the 17th day, the buyer goes, I can't qualify for a loan, or I'm just not interested. And you wasted all that time off market. So make those contingency periods 10 days. So when you're talking to your listing agent, make sure they know that that's your deal. You don't want to drag this thing on forever. And the closing period should also be short as possible. I hate long contingency periods. There's just way too much that can go wrong. You heard it from me. I just got done telling you that the market's a little wonky. I also told you that buyers are, a little fickle. They're having a hard time qualifying. So you would prefer to have a quick no rather than a long no. Time is of the essence. Move quickly. This is not a time to walk. This is a time to run. Chop, chop. Number 25 is pricing is essential in this marketplace. Better to underprice your house than overprice your house. I know. You're like, oh, you just want a quick sale. No, we want to sell your home. This is not a time to push the market or test the market. I met with a seller yesterday. They said, oh, this house sold at this price per square foot. And so my house times it by my square footage, it's worth all this much more money. That's not how buyers look at the price of your home. Now, what's interesting is homes that have smaller square footage have a higher price per square foot, and homes that have more square footage have a lower price per square foot. So when I met with a seller yesterday, they used the average price per square foot with a home that had less square footage than they did, because when they did the calculation, their house looked considerably more expensive based on that calculation. This is not the way we do pricing. And trust me, your buyers don't do it that way either. They're going to look at, okay, what's the comps in the area? What can I afford? And they're not going to be talked into some price per square foot calculation. Now, if you have a like kind property and it's in the same community, sharing similar amenities, of course, that's not a bad thing to do, but the appraisers do not use that average price per square foot calculation to assess the value of your home. They're going to be looking at the comps. They make adjustments up or down based on the most recent comps. The moral of the story of this whole video is to cooperate with the market, price your house well, find the best agent you can possibly find. I will link down below a link for my referral partner. Her name's Diana. She's amazing. And you're going to wish me a happy birthday by subscribing to my channel and helping me get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm at 60,000 subscribers now. You guys, thank you so much for your support. I wish you all the luck in 2025. And if there's any topics that you would like me to discuss on this channel, please link it down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.